Beautiful. Welcome back to my channel, The Holistic Boss. This is Coach Renee, your holistic health and wellness strategist. And in today's video, I want to share with you the 7 daily habits to heal your mind, your body, and your soul, right? And I always talk about how to include what can we nourish our mind with? What can we nourish our bodies with? What can we nourish our souls and our spirit with, right? It is mind, body, soul, and spirit. That is my motto. This is what I use every day in my life. I think about what is it can I nourish my body with? What type of food? How can I nourish my mind? What am I telling myself, right? What can I nourish my soul with? How am I meditating? What type of time am I laying aside to relax my mind, my body, and my soul, my nerves? What am I using, right? Those are the things that I want to share with you today. So go grab your pen and your paper, your notebook, whatever it is that you want to write on, because these you want to take notes so you can go back and refer to those notes later after the video. Of course, you can watch the video over and over and over again, but you also want to take some notes because when you take notes, it reinforces what you just learned, right? So grab your notes, your pen, and a piece of paper, and let's go. So we're going to start off with daily habit number 1. And I use this habit as number 1 because it sets the tone for the morning, and that is prayer and meditation. Prayer and meditation sets my tone for the day. So before I leave my house, I pray and I meditate. If I don't have time to meditate, I absolutely pray before I open that front door and go out of my house. Why? Because we're up against so many forces, so many negative forces out there, and we want to combat them. When we have already prayed, we'll be able to deal with whatever that challenge is better than we would have if we had not prayed or meditated, right? So I'm going to be looking at some notes today because I have so much that I want to share with you. So I'm going to be looking at my notes from time to time, but I don't want to forget anything. So I want to encourage you to incorporate some form of morning focus practice. Some form of morning focused practice. And when I say focus, be intentional about what that thing is that you're praying about, what that thing is that you're meditating on, right? Because when some of you may be bosses, some of you may be supervisors, some of you may be managers, VPs, and it is super important that we go into prayer so we can handle whatever that situation is in a better way, a better fashion, a healthier way, right? Because when we don't handle things so healthfully, it declines or diminishes our health and our well-being. So it helps to pray and to meditate. If you can't meditate before you leave in the morning, make sure you meditate before you leave or before you go to sleep at night. Or if you're at your lunch hour, whatever that thing might be, it could be 5 minutes, could be 10, 15 minutes, but get some type of quiet time in your daily routine, right? And practice health conscious affirmations, and they don't have to be extravagant. You can say, I am beautiful, I am smart, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I am somebody to someone, right? These are simple, and it might sound like crazy affirmations, but believe me, the successful men and women in the world today, this is what they practice, right? They practice prayer and they practice meditation. And I'm going to share some of that with you, right? The power of prayer and meditation is extraordinary. It will move your life in ways and directions that it has not happened before. And I am a living witness to tell you that, because once again, that is one of my favorite things to do before I leave home, is to pray and to meditate, right? Because, and I'm going to give you a couple examples, and these are 3 examples of some people that I've read, that have their books, I've researched, and there's plenty of more examples, but I just want to give you 3 examples for the sake of this video, right? There's women and men all over this country, all over the world, international, national, and local, that practice that engage in these practices, right? It's nothing new. Prayer is not new. Meditation is nothing new, right? I just want to share these with you in case you are looking for ways to heal your body naturally, your mind, your body, and your soul. And the first example I want to mention is Larry Julian. He's the author of God is My CEO. And this book I've read over and over and over many years ago, and I still hold on to this. I will not get rid of this book because, and it's probably upside down. So just know that it's God is My CEO. And this guy, you know, is a big guy in a corporation, or he was. I'm not sure what he does now because I'm not really following him, but I believe he's a coach, a big time coach now. But he doesn't do anything without confronting or consulting God, right? Everything that he did in his life, according to that book, is he goes to God. God is our creator, right? He knows us inside out. He knows what's on our mind. He knows what's happening to our bodies, and he knows what we're dealing with our soul. So this gentleman is a perfect example of someone who honors God, who loves God, who knows who his creator is, right? He created you and me, the universe, and everything in it, right? So Larry Julian is his name, and the book again is God is My CEO. And I've always included God in everything that I do in my life, when it comes to my health, when it comes to my wealth, when it comes to my businesses, when it comes to relationships. Any choice that I'm trying to make, I consult with God first, right? He is my chief educational officer. He is all of those to me. The next guy that I want to share with you is no stranger, and that is none other than Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is a guy who had challenges. You know, Tony is a big time speaker all around the country, in the world, and he had medical challenges early on in life, right? And he has overcome those challenges. Why? Because he has a lot of faith in God, and he believes in natural healing and taking those steps to heal his body, right? And Tony Robbins is, I was really surprised when I found this book about Tony Robbins and how he leads his life, right? You never know who's into holistic living, who's into natural healing. These big gurus out there that's making a change, a difference in the world. Tony Robbins is one of those guys. And next on my list is Hal Elrod. And Hal Elrod is the author of Miracle Morning. Miracle Morning. Some of you may have read his book as well, but Hal had almost a catastrophic event, right, where he almost died, and the doctors gave up on him. But because of his belief, his faith, and the belief in healing power, the healing naturally, this guy. Read his book. I'm telling you, it's a miracle. It is a miracle. I mean, from what I read, and there are many stories about men and women who have survived catastrophic events, near-death events, from accidents, right? From illnesses and diseases, and they have come through. And my own story, right? My own story about the fibroids, right? I could have just ignored those fibroids or just done something different. And what could have happened? But I had the belief and the faith in God, who created this body, to heal me naturally with the right resources, the right tools, the food, the nutrition, the supplements, the science-based supplements. All of these things help us to heal our bodies naturally, but it starts here first. Do you really, truly, honestly believe that your body can heal naturally? And for those of you who have severe illnesses, I'm speaking mainly of the ones who have choices, right, to prevent the onset of illness and disease, right? Those of you who have choices, you can make a choice right now, today, and decide, I am done. I am tired of this sick and suffering, right? I'm going to do something about it right now. Not tomorrow, but right now, as we see this video. But one thing I want to say is that what these three guys had in common, and what most people have in common who believe in natural healing and the body can be put back together again, even when it's shattered and broken. The mind is shattered and broken. The body is shattered and broken, right? If you have belief and faith in God, knowing that He is all powerful, all knowing, omniscient, everywhere, can do all things, it's a miracle. It's a miracle what God can do, right? He can turn that catastrophic, look-liking event into something living, live, and healing, right? So one thing that these guys had in common, again, was their faith, was the belief that their bodies could be put back together again, right? That's it. What's the power of healing? That's what this is all about. God is. Here's what God is, right? God is the CEO. He's the chief educational officer. He's the chief examiner. He's the chief emotional officer for our mind, the chief examiner officer for our bodies. He is the chief operator, the chief operating officer when you're in that operating room. He is the head, the chief, right? He is the chief healing officer. When you want to be healed, you want your body to be healed, God can do that, but you have to have faith and belief, and of course you have to take action. What action is it that you need to take? You need to find those individuals who can help you get through this problem, this challenge that you are faced with, right? Whether it's a dietitian, whether it's a holistic health and wellness coach like myself, whether it's a naturopathic doctor, right? Take action, look for the resources, and get on this road to natural healing, right? That's number one. Healing, daily healing habit number one was spiritual mindfulness. I know, I get excited, y'all. I get excited. Daily habit to heal number two is called healing body movements via exercise. Healing body movements. Physical enhancement. You want to enhance your body by getting it moving, getting that body in motion. God is the chief exercise officer, right? He is the CEO of all this. And I'm going to give you acronyms, so write these acronyms down. If you don't get them, I'm going too fast. Watch the video again, right? But God is our chief exercise officer. He is not going to allow you to hurt yourself while you're out there taking a walk in nature. Right? If you can get up out of your bed, up out of your chair, from behind that desk, from behind that table, from behind that car, get out, take a walk in nature. That is exercise. That is the number one exercise that you can do in this world is walk. Walk in nature, right? Get your heart pumping and get the blood flowing through your body, your veins, your muscles, everything. You want to schedule intentional physical movements, right? For your cardio, your strength, your muscles. Our muscles needs to be strong. We're not trying to bodybuild. Well, maybe some of you are, I don't know. But we're mostly trying to stay healthy. We're trying to keep our blood flowing through our veins, right? We're trying to keep our muscles and our legs strong. So walking is it. That is the easiest and the number one exercise that you can do. All right? All right. So walking. So next, if you're not able to walk like you want to walk without pain, we have what you call stretch labs. You can go to a stretch lab, look it up, Google it, stretch labs in your area where there is a professional flexologist that help flex your muscles for you, right? That will help you stretch your muscles, flex those muscles so they can become, healthy, loose, limb, whatever. But we don't want them stiff. We don't want those muscles stiff, right? So they can help you with those stretch exercises that's going to improve your flexibility. Then there's stretch zone. So you have stretch lab and you have stretch zone. So look those up. Google those and see where they are in your local area. If you can't find the stretch zone or the stretch lab, yoga, that's your next best friend, right? Yoga has so many different moves and stretches that will help to heal your body naturally, and they're not hard. Well, let me not say that, because what's difficult for you, or what's difficult for you, may not be difficult for me. So, but find a yoga studio. They have plenty of them, or you can look online. They have yoga online, virtual yoga, yeah. And they have virtual stretch classes that you can get involved with. So there's plenty of ways that you can move your body. Once again, God is the chief exercise officer that's not going to allow you to hurt yourself when you are trying to move and heal the body that he created in you. All right. Number three. It is self-love and self-care. What are you doing to provide yourself with self-care and self-love every day? These are daily habits that I'm talking about, sharing with you, that you want to incorporate into your daily lives, right? And weekly. So self-love. Are you engaging in healthier meals? This is a way for you to love on yourself. Love the food, love you, love what you're eating. Tasty, good food, right? Great food. There's a lot of great food. Me personally, I prefer to prepare my own meals, right? Eat my raw meals, eat my cooked meals. I prefer to do that because why? They taste better than the restaurant, than the fast food, right? To me. So if you're not good at cooking, watch cooking shows. You can watch some of my videos where I prepare some of the meals. I've done many raw meals for you. Easy. You know, that's easier for me. Is making raw meals is the easiest for me and the most healthiest, right? I don't like getting in the kitchen anymore. It takes up too much time. You got to wash dishes. You got to cook, wash dishes, clean, dry them, all that. It's easier to prepare the raw meals, right? So hopefully that's an incentive for you, is to eat more raw. All right, self-love. Also engage in healthier friendships and relationships. Get out of these toxic relationships if you can. Now, toxic friendships, you should have no problem of getting out of those relationships, right? If you can. I don't know your situation, so I can't say that, but I'm just asking, are you engaging in healthier relationships and friendships? Because, believe it or not, subconsciously, some of these relationships are allowing our health to decline, spiral down, causing too much stress, getting depressed, right? If we're not happy, it's just our health is declining from all of these bad toxic relationships, right? All right, talk positive to yourself. Stop criticizing yourself. Stop sabotaging yourself. You're telling yourself you're not good enough, you're not worthy. You are, right? Find the greatness in yourself, the goodness in yourself, and stop finding all the negatives about yourself. You're not tall enough, you're not short enough, you're not light enough, you're not dark enough, your hair is not long enough, your hair is not whatever. Stop sabotaging yourself by talking negative. Every day you're talking negative to yourself, and it's declining your health, believe it or not, right? Next, invest in a monthly body massage. We should be getting body massages at least once a month, right? Not just because it's the right thing to do, because you want to do it because it is also healthy for your body, right? It's going to remove the toxic waste, the toxins that are stored up inside of our body. It's going to make us feel better once we get through that. Once we get through the phase of releasing those toxins, we're going to feel much better. We're going to look healthier. We're going to feel healthier. We're going to have more energy. It's just so many benefits to getting a healthy massage once a month, right? Treat yourself. This is your body that God created in you, right? It's his body first, but he gave it to you to take care of it, right? So these are one of the things that you can do to help your body. Next, relax in a warm, hot oil bath. You can just put some olive oil in that water, that warm, however you can stand the water to be, whether you want it warm or hot. Don't get it hot to where you're burning yourself, of course. I mean, that's, not the right thing to do, but just relax. Give yourself 30 minutes to relax in the bathtub, right? You can do that. We're always in a hurry, rushing. Let's get in the shower, get out, do what's next, right? Relax. Take a shower, a bath, a hot oil bath, right? Whether it's olive oil, coconut oil. This is good for the skin. The oil seeps through our pores and our skin, and it helps our skin, right? Adopt new ways to take care of your skin. Skin brushing. Have you heard of skin brushing? Skin brushing is a form, and look it up. You can show you the ways how to correctly brush your skin. This is to open up the pores and get the toxins out too, and to make your skin look and feel better as well. This is a form of healthy ways that you want to self-love on yourself, self-care, right? God is your CEO. Once again, he's your chief emotional officer. When you are feeling down and out and bad, he is your chief emotional officer. This is why it's so important that you pray and you meditate daily, because when you get into that mood, that negative mood, or that sad mood, or that depressed mood, or that stress mood, this is why I say prayer and meditation before you leave the house. You can do it in the middle of the day, any time of the day. You don't have to wait before you go to bed or wait until you get home, but you definitely want to do it before you leave home. You can do this multiple times a day, right? Prayer and meditation, right? All right. So that takes care of daily habit to heal number 3, self-love and self-care. All right. Now we on daily habits to heal number 4, and that is conscious eating and conscious nutrition, right? Conscious eating and conscious nutrition. What is that? What does that mean, right? You want to be aware of where your food is coming from. First, you want to invest or purchase organic food, right? This is another form of self-love and self-care, but this is also conscious eating. You want to be aware of what are you eating. Don't just eat it because it looks good. Don't just eat it because you think it tastes good. Don't just eat it because somebody gave it to you. Understand where your food is coming from. This is called conscious eating, right? So invest in organic. If you can't get organic, invest in local farmers. Many of you have farmers markets in your home areas. Look online for the nearest farmers market. Usually they are on Saturdays and Sundays, and they are only open for a certain window of time, right? That's your local farmer, right? If not, ask your grocer, your local grocer, do they have local farmers that you can contact? And they might say yes, and they may not say no. You don't know until you ask, right? So it's not gonna hurt to ask, right? All right, so your organic food or local farmers, because just the other day, I was give you an example. I was in the store, my local grocer that I always frequent, right? I'm always paying attention to the produce, the fruits, the vegetables, and how healthy they look, or how limp they look, or if they turn brown, which I never see anything turn brown, not at this store. But anyway, I asked him, because the broccoli has not been looking so good lately, and I was really fiending for some broccoli. I wanted some fresh broccoli, and it just was not looking good. And it hasn't been for the past 3 weeks. So I asked the local grocer, where do you get the broccoli from? Or first I asked him, do you have any fresh broccoli in the back, right? Because you can ask those questions and they'll bring it out fresh. But he did tell me, he said, we just got that broccoli in fresh, and the broccoli that's in the back, it's, I can bring some out, but it's probably going to be the same. So, I just like taking a look at it for myself, right? So anyway, he said, I asked him, where do you get your produce from? And he started telling me where they get it from, the store gets it from, and where it's traveling from. And I thought, it goes from one state to another state. That's too many states. Which is why we should have our own gardens, right, in our backyards. We should plant our own foods, grow our own foods, right? And if we don't have a backyard, we need to figure out how can we plant our food, grow our food, eat our food, right? Just in case. We never know, right? But I just wanted to share that with you. I thought that was pretty interesting, Some of these grocery stores have local farmers that they hire and that they use, which is good. And some of them can use farmers at the farmers market, but they have, they have contracts and things like that. But, so understand where your food is coming from before you start to eat that, right? Be mindful and check the ingredients on your packages. Don't just eat it once again because it looks good. Look at the ingredients that's on the package. When it's over 5 ingredients, that's getting to be too many ingredients, right? So look and see. And if you cannot read the ingredients that's on that package, you might not want to eat it until you understand what it is, because that's how in GMOs, genetically modified organisms, seep into those packages, because they figure, oh, she or he is not going to read it. They're going to eat it because it looks good. Not so, right? Don't be that person. Don't be that woman or man that just grab it. Understand what you're eating, because it just might be something that you have an allergy to, and this could be the downfall of your health and your well-being. So understand what's inside of the package that you purchase. Be aware of your food allergies. Once again, I talked about gluten. Many of you have gluten allergies but do not realize it, right? Gluten is in a lot of foods, especially pasta, breads, right? It's even in ketchup. It's in cookies, pastries, cakes, all that. So some of you may have gluten allergies and don't realize it, or gluten sensitivities, which is causing you to continue to gain weight, and it's harder to lose the weight because of this gluten, right? So be aware of your allergies. Check with your doctor, your holistic practitioner, and get tests done, lab tests, to determine what your allergies might be, right? You want to know what they are, because it's good to know so you don't end up in the ER. Like some people have seafood allergies, some people have nut allergies, and if they accidentally eat a nut, a peanut, like me, some kind of nut that I have an allergy to, I can tell that that was not good for me. Luckily, I know what my allergies are, right? So we need to understand and know what your allergies are, right? So also you want to be conscious of food combining. Not all foods are created equal when you try to eat them together. So we need to understand, and I'll do a separate video on food combining. I think I said that before, but I'll try to come up with do a video on food combining, right? That's going to take me a minute, but when we grew up as kids, we always had a three-course meal with meat, potatoes, and a vegetable, right? Well, that's not working for us. It's causing too much health challenges. We can't do, you can always do a meat and a vegetable, right? But maybe not a meat and a starch. So it's just, that's a whole nother video. So I'm not going to go into all of that, but just understand what combinations of food that works for you and what combinations of food that does not, right? God is our CEO. He's our chief ethical officer. He's our chief ecologist, and he's our chief economist. So he's watching over the food for us, even though it's destroyed in many areas with GMOs, genetically modified organisms. When we pray and meditate over our food, then we can, we can just keep it moving like that, right? So I'm just gonna leave that there. All right, so that was number 4 of the daily habits to heal: conscious eating, conscious nutrition. That was number 4. Now I'm gonna move on to daily habits to heal, number 5. Financial fitness, financial empowerment. Do you understand your finances? Do you understand how, I know it sounds elementary, rudimentary, but I'm going to mention this because when our finances are not right, it bothers our health because of what? Stress. We get stressed out when our money is low. We get stressed out when we don't know where the next dollar is coming from. We get stressed out when we lose thousands and thousands of dollars in the stock market. We get stressed out when any money is lost, really, right? So our health starts to diminish. Our health starts to decline. Why? Because of the stress level that's involved, right? And we need to remember, God is our CEO. He's our chief economist. Once again, he's our chief economic officer. He's our chief educational officer. So it behooves us to educate ourselves when it comes to stocks, when it comes to bonds, when it comes to all sorts of finances, about our homes, about our cars, and are we spending too much? Are we over our heads financially? Do we have too much stuff that we don't need? When is it time to stop spending, right? Do we understand our relationship with money? The causes and the effects. Do we understand the causes and effects when it comes to our relationship with money, right? What lies were you told as a child about money and believed them until you was overgrown as an adult? Unfortunately, the lies that we were told as children, some of us, affected us in more ways than one. It affected us in our relationships. It affected us on our job. It affected us on how we make financial decisions, right? And I'm not just talking about young people, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, I'm talking about 50, 60-year-old people have these type of financial issues, right? And is it too late? I don't know. I don't know your financial status, so I can't say that. Is it too late to fix it? I will say that all things are possible. That's what I believe. All things are possible. Do you want to fix it? Do you have faith? Do you believe that you can fix this crisis in your finances, right? All things are possible. You have to make a decision, make a choice, no more. Because when we're in financial ruins, it ruins our health and our well-being, emotionally, not just financially, emotionally, relationally, intellectually, right? So we have to want to make the decision to change this habit of buying, right? Some of us buy because it is cathartic, right? Some of us buy because we can do it. Some of us buy because I like it. It's cute, right? But at some point, we don't need it. You have to ask yourself, is this a need or is this a want? And sometimes it's more wants than it is needs. And those wants get us in trouble financially. And then it goes on emotionally and it gets mentally. And then before you know it, our health is declining because now we're stressed out. I'm just saying. The fundamentals of having multiple streams of income. Do we know what that is? Multiple streams, right? Why do we need multiple streams of income? Because so many of us, me included, relied on the security blanket of a job for 30 plus 40 years, right? It was hard to let go. It was hard for me to let go of that job because it was my security blanket. I was used to getting a paycheck every single 2 weeks, and it looked good because I knew I was going to buy. That's when you have subconscious faith, right? So if we can have faith in knowing that we're going to have that job tomorrow, why can't we have the faith in knowing that we can heal our bodies? That's the same type of faith, right? I was able to leave that job. It was hard. It took me a whole year to make the final decision to do that because I was used to the security blanket of a paycheck every 2 weeks, right? Yes, it was scary. Yes, I didn't know what was going to happen afterwards because guess what? No more every 2 weeks. Out on my own, doing my own thing, right? But the faith in God and knowing how powerful He is wasn't going to let me down, right? So that's when we let go and let God and release the scarcity mindset, we can remove the stress from our life and start the healing process, the natural healing process. So these are things that are disrupting our life, our health, and our well-being. And we have to stop some of this stuff, right? So we can start naturally healing. It's not just about what we eat or what we drink. It's about how we think, how we move, right? It's about the jobs, the relationships, the friendships. Do we have toxic friends? It's time to let them go. I don't care if they're 50-year friendships, but if they're toxic to you, it's time to make a decision. It's time to make a decision. So multiple streams of income. Why do we need multiple streams of income? We need them in case one falls through the crack. And if that one falls through the crack, then we have another one. If that one falls through the crack, then we have another one. Or if that one don't bring in enough to meet our monthly needs, then we have another one. And if that one is just barely meeting our monthly needs, then we have another one. 7 to 8 streams of income is what we really should be focused on. Why? Because it's not just for ourselves. It's not just for our greed and our selfish needs and wants. It's to help somebody else who might be in need. It could be a family member. It could be your dear friend. It could be a stranger on the street. It could be an organization that you're fond of. It's not just about us, right? It's about how can we help? Who can we help? How can I make a difference in my community? How can I make a difference in the lives of these children that don't have parents, that are in foster homes, right? These are the reasons why we need multiple incomes, multiple streams of income. Not for our own selfish gain, not for our own selfish reason, right? So when we understand these things, then the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. And we're like, oh my goodness, this is how it looks, how it happens. So once again, God is our CEO. He is our chief financial officer. So we will not be in need as long as we believe and have faith in God. He is our chief financial officer. He has everything that we need. If you have a request and you want to make $1 million, pray and meditate. Pray and meditate. There's nothing wrong with being wealthy. It's how you see your wealth, how you use your wealth, how you share your wealth, right? These are the lies that we were told as children. Some of us, right? So that was daily habit to heal number 5, financial fitness, financial empowerment. Next is daily habit to heal number 6 is social connectedness. Who are you connected to socially? Are you engaging in healthy friendships and relationships? And if so, are they empowering you? Right? Are you lifting one another up? If so, that's a healthy relationship. That's a healthy friendship. Right? Is it reciprocal? Or is it one-sided? Are you the giver or are you the taker? This is important. Are you the giver or are you the taker? The relationships and the friendships should be reciprocal. And it's not what can he give me or what can she give me. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying if she's in need or he's in need, will you be there for them? Or will they be there for you? That's what I'm talking about when I say reciprocal, right? It's not an eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth, but you want a fair, healthy relationship and a friendship, right? The time that they spend with you, the time that you spend with them, is it reciprocal, right? Do they open up their phone lines to you at 2 and 1 o'clock in the morning for an emergency, right? That's reciprocal friendships and relationships. Or are they saying, don't call me after a certain hour? Always know that there is an open line of communication, right? I'm hearing thunder roll, guys. Always know that there's an open line of communication in case of an emergency. Communication, right? Are you connecting and meeting up with like-minded people? Do they have the same beliefs, desires, wants? Right? Are they looking to make a positive impact in the world, in their communities, and in the lives of others? Are they selfless? Are they givers? Are they donors, distributors? Are they contributors to the good of all mankind? Not just a certain kind, but all mankind. That matters, guys. These are the type of healthy relationships that you want to be a part of, right? Not a one-sided. Once again, God is our CEO. He is the chief relational officer. He's going to make sure that you are in the right relationships when you do what? When you pray and you meditate. We have to consult God through our prayer and our meditation. When we pray to God, we're communicating with God. When we read and study His Word, He's communicating to us. So we need both. We need to communicate, and we need to be communicated to. So these are important, right? That is daily habit to heal number 6, social connectedness. Last but not certainly least is daily habit to heal number 7, and that is relational awareness. Relational awareness. Are you equally yoked? And do you share the same beliefs, values, and goals as your circle of influencers, right? your relationships, your friendships? Are you equally yoked? Do you share the same values, the same goals, and the same beliefs? That is important. That's important. Because if not, there's going to be lots and lots of conflict. Now, some conflict is healthy, I can say that, but not on a regular daily basis. Conflict, constantly, all of the time, all day, every day. That's a health diminisher, health decliner, right? If that's happening, you are not equally yoked. And it's time to make a change, right? Relational awareness. Are you gaining clarity up front when defining and deciding your relational status? Or are you leading that person on? Now I'm talking about the opposite sex. Are you gaining clarity up front when defining and deciding your relational status? Right? We can't assume, ladies, that he's ours. We can't assume that he's the one for us, right? We need to gain clarity up front before we decide this is it, or that we want to keep moving forward, because we got to watch for the red flags. This is how we end up stressed and depressed because the relationship is not working out like we wanted to, or it didn't work out like we wanted to, right? It's our responsibility to find out up front, right? We don't want to lead on no one, and neither do we want them to lead us on. So we just need to find out, and that depends on how the relationship is being communicated, how the conversation is going, how everything is moving, right? That's when you need to find out, because it could just be platonic, a platonic relationship, right? And that's fine, but make sure you know that up front. Some of us know that and some of us don't. I'm just mentioning this to you. If you already know how to handle it, that's fine. I'm just talking to the ones that get themselves involved after too far gone. And this has happened. I know this has happened. I know people in their 50s and their 60s and ended up not good. So I'm just saying, please find out up front before you get too involved, right? If that's what you are interested in, a relationship. Gain that clarity. Determine your role in your friendships, your relationships, your business ships, your partnerships, right? Determine your role. Are you a contributor? Are you a controller? Are you a communicator? Are you a caregiver? Are you a giver, taker? Are you a gainer, a grabber? Grab and go? Determine your role in the relationship, your friendship, your partnership, your business partnership. Determine your role, right? What role do you want to play? You can't play them all. We cannot play all of these roles. We have to figure out which role fits us best, and we go with it, right? Because that way, the both of you will know, oh, this is not going to work for me. I can't do it. I don't think we'd be a good partner. I don't think we'd be a good business partner. I don't think we'd be a good friendship. I don't think we'd be a good relationship, right? Determine the role up front. What role do you want to play? We cannot wear all the hats, right? We can't. We want to, but we cannot wear all the hats, right? Once again, God is our CEO. He is our chief counseling officer. He is our chief consulting officer. We need to do what? We need to pray and we need to meditate before we dive deep into a relationship and we don't know where it's headed but to the end, right? We need to figure it out. How do we do that? We pray and we meditate. So pray, you can see how powerful prayer and meditation is in our lives, because without it, we're in for a dead landing, right? Right on our face. And we don't want that. So it is super important and it's super powerful. Why? I am a witness of how powerful it is when you pray and you meditate. It's almost like I walk right into what I think about, right? I don't think twice. And sometimes I have to stop and ask myself, God, you just did that, right? When we are intentional in these 7 daily habits to heal our mind, our bodies, and our soul, we are much happier, we are much healthier, have more energy, right? We smile more. I see so many women don't smile. Men too. I see so many of us that don't smile. It takes more frowns. It takes more energy. I forget that saying. To frown, it takes more work to frown than it does to smile. We can just smile, even when we're in pain. But the smile that comes on our face will know that we are eventually going to be out of that pain, right? Why? Because we are going to step into action. We're going to take action and we're going to be responsible for ourselves, be responsible for our health and our well-being, right? We have to own it. Take back control of our health and our well-being, right? We can't just allow the world to do it for us, allow the doctors to do it for us, allow the stores to do it for us. We have to take back control for our own health and our well-being. How happy do you want to be? How healthy do you want to be? How much energy do you want to have? How much sleep do you want to have at night? That's all up to you. Is it possible? Absolutely. Right? Okay. All right, ladies. Well, that's it. That is the 7 daily habits to healing your mind, your body, and your soul. I hope you learned and you benefited from this video today. If so, please give me a thumbs up and share it with your circle of influencers out there who might need to just hear this video. Also, hit the like button if you like this video. And then don't forget to watch or to look in the description below, because there's a lot of great information that I have put down there for you. Excuse me. And that's it. So until next time, remember to do what? To stay whole, healthy, and happy. All right, beautiful. Take care.